Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's been a minute, but I am here. We are back. Winter is here. Special shout out to my dear friend Doris Kassap for gifting me this exclusive Game of Thrones Dragon Egg cookie jar. See, guys, there's no cookies in here, but she gifted me this Game of Thrones cookie jar. I love you, Doris. As you all know, this meeting, bitch. First off, this is a good one. It's been a while. And before we get started, first I want to say hi to everyone. What's going on, Angie? Demetrius here. Before we get started, it's been a minute. I've been working on my music. I went to Las Vegas. It's been a lot going on. But I purposely waited to speak on the Healthy Holly book scandal because I wanted all of the shoes to be in place. I wanted to speak from an informed place and really have an idea of what all is going on. Tonight we're going to discuss Pete Buttigieg, who just announced literally maybe a couple hours ago his official candidacy for president. We're going to talk about Aunt Becky and her delusions of grandeur, bitch. That privilege is something. Everywhere you look, there's a heart you need to come home to, bitch. I'm just saying, okay? We're going to discuss that. We've got a lot to uncover. I'm going to wait for everybody to file in. What's going on, Damien? Tarika, what's going on, Southeast DC? Trina, Jay. So y'all filing in, Mike. Dara, hey, what's going on, Chicago? Joseph. He asked me, why is one of my walls not painted? Sis, I rent this place. I don't live here. That's extra work. I'm not doing that. But have a good day. Katrina, what's going on down in Fayetteville? How you guys doing? Jeff Johnson, Allie. So I'm going to let everybody come in. Hey, Kim, what's going on? Shout out to Kim in New Jersey and Newark. Casey's here. Jean. So we got a lot to discuss. For those of you who are not in the Baltimore area, I know that this has made national news, this Healthy Holly book scandal. And for me, my thing is, lobbyists make these kinds of deals all the time. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. These deals aren't new. What I'm going to get into, because I purposely researched this so I can get a better understanding, is how this all came to light. So this came to light in the Baltimore Sun, okay? Baltimore Sun, a reporter by the name of Luke Broadwater did the initial report and basically looked into financial disclosure forms members filed with Maryland's Health Services Cost Review Commission. He found that 9 members had such deals with University of Maryland Medical System. Okay? So, the thing is, in politics, nothing happens for no reason. Now, Kathy had been doing Mother Bang Rat, for those of you who don't know, that's my affectionate name for her. Mother Bang Rat had been doing these book deals for years. This was before she even became the mayor. This is not something that's new, okay? Which leads me to believe that Mother Bang Rat, a.k.a. Kathy Pugh, a.k.a. Healthy Holly, pissed somebody off, okay? Because this just doesn't happen for no reason, okay? Now, I looked into this, and what happened, how this all came to light, for those of you who don't know, a bill by State Senator Jill Carter to prohibit business deals between University of Maryland Medical System and its board members prompted the Sun, the Baltimore Sun, to do an investigation. Okay? Now, to put this into perspective for you, Jill P. Carter is related to, I think she's the granddaughter of Walter P. Carter. She's probably the daughter of Walter P. Carter, who was a big civil rights activist in Baltimore back in the day. Okay? So she has history. She's kind of in. She became a state senator. She was going to run for mayor and then dropped out and ended up endorsing Kathy Pugh. Okay? Now, follow the story. So, she endorsed Kathy, her and Kathy, good girlfriends, okay? Now, what happens is this. When Kathy, now the thing is, Jill P. Carter was the director of the city's civil rights office, okay? So she was the director of the city's civil rights office before the Senate seat came about. She got appointed to the Senate seat, ran in the general election for Senate, and won. Okay? No problem there. But here's where the plot thickens. Then, at that time, she stepped down, okay, at the position because city solicitor Andre M. Davis informed her that state ethics laws prohibit her from holding the position of state senator and director of the Baltimore City Office of Civil Rights and Wage Enforcement at the same time. So basically, he's like, look, sis, okay, you can't be a senator, bitch, and a director of this board or what have you. Okay, so I get that. If you're in the Senate, that's fine. Now, the law requires that state senators have to spend at least 90 days in Annapolis, like they have to actually physically work for 90 days in Annapolis. Okay, so she stepped down. Then what happened was, I guess Jill was doing just a fantastic job, okay, at this agency that the commission members, here's where the plot thickens. The commission members wrote Kathy Pugh telling the mayor that Carter's reinstatement to the top of the agency is critical to its mission and warning her departure could be a blow to a body that needs leadership stability. The council investigates claim of discrimination in Baltimore. So the commission comes and say, look, Kathy, mother bang rat, look, bitch, fuck what Andre Davis saying, okay? Fuck what she's saying. Fuck what he's saying. We need Joe back to run this shit because shit is getting out of hand. We need this bitch back. You know what Kathy said? Kathy says, now this is the same bitch that dropped out the mayor's race and endorsed Kathy, Jill P. Carter. Kathy then comes back and says, I don't really see how she can do the job at the top of the board when she has to be in Annapolis 90 days out of the year. So I'm not inclined to push her back into this position. Let's sit on that. Let's sit on that. Okay? So, Jill P. Carter, let's just do a summary of what just happened. Jill P. Carter runs for mayor. Jill P. Carter is well-known Dynasty Baltimore. Drops out of the mayor's race, endorses Kathy. Becomes state senator. But she serves on this whole other board that Andre M. Davis, the city solicitor, says, bitch, you can't be on this board and be a senator. She like, all right, she stepped down. The committee come back, say, nah, Kathy, go ahead and work some shit out, Kathy. Bring our girl back. We need her back. Kathy like, nah, I ain't got shit to do with that. The bitch got to be in the state senate. Fuck that. I ain't reinstating her ass. Now, as we once said at the beginning of this, okay, as we once said, how did Healthy Holly come to light? How did we get to this point? A bill by State Senator Jill P. Carter to prohibit business deals between University of Maryland Medical System and its board prompted the Sun to do an investigation. Now, I could be wrong, but these are facts, bitch. Okay? But here's what it looked like to me. Now, you know, Baltimore is a small town for those of you who are not from here. Everybody kissing cousin. You know everybody business. So if we at lunch, let me set up this scenario. Y'all down at Ruth Chris, you with your homegirl, you Kathy, you mother bang rat. You at Ruth Chris and shit, everybody know everybody business. Okay? Girl. Yeah, girl, I've been doing these books for University of Maryland. Yeah, girl, about 500,000. They give me 100,000 off top. You just chit-chatting. Now, if that's your good girlfriend, okay, and she know your business, and then she endorse you for mayor, bitch, and then all you gotta do is reinstate this bitch on the board, and you be like, nah, I ain't got it. Then out of the clear blue sky, your same homegirl goes ahead and introduces a bill, specifically a bill, to prohibit business deals, not business deals between you and some other shit or you and Domino Sugar, specifically a bill between the University of Maryland Medical System and its board members. Kathy Pugh sat on the board. Okay? She pissed somebody off. And I ain't trying to get sued by Joe P. Carter, the Carter family, bitch, but I'm reading the facts. And this is why I waited to speak on this. Okay? This is why I waited to speak on this. Because I wanted to come with the real shit so that we know what's going on. Okay? So basically, your homegirl like, all right, bitch, it's a cake baking for you. And this is just me reading between the lines. This is my speculation, is my opinion. I just want to say that in case somebody wants to sue. Okay? But 1 + 1 = 2 to me, bitch. Okay? So Jill introduces this bill. Now, the son, and let me tell you something. There are people in the press who look into shit like this all the time. They're political reporters. They look into all of this shit. Okay? All right? But you don't think that somebody tipped off the son about this particular bill? It's bills happen all the time, bitch. Who reports? What paper just is a casual newsgoer? Who actually sits and reports on every bill all the time that runs through Senate? Oh, y'all knew I was going to come with the facts, bitch. You're gagging right now. I was gagging when I was doing the research, okay? So basically what I think happened, they tipped off the son, say, look, bitch, this is the tea. Okay, so Kathy is not the only one that was getting these kickbacks, okay? She wasn't the only one. It's 8 other people that's implicated in this shit, okay? Kathy is just the most popular face in this shit, okay? But it's 8 other people, okay, that had contracts with this. Now, the University of Maryland Medical Center System CEO, Robert Schrennick, or I might be saying his name wrong, but Google it. He was placed on leave of absence while they investigate all of this shit. Okay? All right? So they like, sis, what's going on? So for those of you who don't know, so basically, the thing is, one thing I do want to say is this. Like, people keep saying that Kathy or Mayor Pugh or Mother Bang Rat stole. She did not steal. Stealing means that you took something that did not belong to you that no one gave you. So it's technically not stealing. Is it unethical considering she's the mayor? Yes. But if you research lobbying and lobbyists, they do this shit all the time. Yes, Melissa, Kelly's of Kelly's Insurance is on the board. He's a part of this too. Research the other 8 board members. We're going to focus on Kathy right now, but research the other 8, bitch. You're a gag. But there's 8 other people involved in this, okay? Now, the thing that I find that is interesting is that with these books, so University of Maryland Medical Center, over a span of some years, they paid out about $500,000, okay? Kaiser Permanente bought 20,000 copies. I think they paid around $114,000. Now, the thing with Kaiser Permanente, yes, they have a city contract with healthcare for citizens in Maryland. But what I didn't like that Kaiser Permanente did was they tried to separate themselves like, yeah, we booked the books, but we been had this contract. Yeah, you had the contract since 86. But let's be real here. You had the contract since 86. You ain't gonna keep the contract since 86, bitch, without greasing some palms. You don't keep a contract for 33 years just because Kaiser Permanente is just so fucking good. Okay? You just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't keep a contract that long. And anybody that does, if you just do business, like if I go to the same corner store, okay, I'm not going to go to that same corner store just because it's there. I probably have built a relationship with the people that work in this corner store. I have probably, they probably looked out for me a few times when I was short. You don't keep relationships going just because you was that good, sis. You just don't. So Kaiser Permanente acting like, trying to distance themselves and rewrite shit was kind of annoying to me, quite frankly. Now, Kathy didn't print all the books, but there are books that exist, okay? The thing with this is this. Kathy, you're done. You're done. Mother Bang Rap, you are done. And I'm going to be real with you, and everybody ain't going to agree with me. There's so many politicians that do this shit. There's so many businesses that do this shit. This is how business is ran. Do it mean that it's right? Hell no. I ain't saying it's right. That's not what I'm saying. But thank you, Rudolph. I got my nails done by the same lady every time. She's been doing my nails for like 10 years. But nevertheless, I'm sorry, guys. But this isn't new. Kathy pissed somebody off. Or either she got unintentionally caught in a crossfire. Maybe Jill passed the bill on some other shit, not even thinking that Kathy had the deal. That could be a thing too. But the reality is, Kathy, you done. You done. And Jack Young, I respect him because he basically said, I'm just filling in until y'all find somebody to do this job. Because Jack don't even want no smoke. Because we already know Jack got skeletons. But no, Jack Young got skeletons, bitch. He probably is annoyed that Kathy's ass got caught the fuck up. He was cool, sitting on the city council, doing his little shit. Now he in the spotlight. Because everybody under X-ray machine at this point. Okay? Bottom line, everybody understands. And the thing is with the city council, I take that with a grain of salt too. Because the city council issued, basically requesting Mother Bang Rap to resign. My thing is this. Had this not come out, would you be asking her to resign? I understand now you have to do that. I get it. But some of this also seems politically motivated because it's not a happenstance that next year is an election year. That's not by happenstance. And don't think that some of these people and some of these folks that's on the city council are not positioning themselves to run for mayor. Okay? That's just the bottom line. All right? Now, the thing is this. We done had, and God, I don't want to address this. I don't want to address this. But we done had, the last 3 mayors have been black women. And unfortunately, all 3 of them don't have the most favorable resume or viewpoint. It's people that love Sheila Dixon. You know, but she got the gift card shit. Yeah, I know we keep saying it's just gift cards, but nevertheless, it's some shit. Then you got Stephanie Rawlins-Blake, who the riots just did her in. The people wasn't already here for, but the riots just did her in. And now we got Kathy Pugh. Okay? And as a lifelong Baltimore resident, I'm tired. I'm tired because it's like, damn. I'm going to be real with y'all because that's what y'all come to me for. The next man going to be white. Not that that matter, but it's going to be a white man. That's just facts. And some people may hate me for that, but that's what it is. Unfortunately, black women, black people, you don't get to make the same type of deals and mistakes that your counterparts get to make. And the fact that we done had 3 back-to-back, I'm not saying it's fair, and I don't want nobody to say that I'm making an excuse or I'm because that's not what I'm doing. I live in reality, bitch. Okay? I'm not saying, Allie, that we need a man in office. This is not my personal opinion. This is how I think people will skew. Bottom line and flat out. Okay? I'm not saying that that's my personal view. I don't think, you know, that we have plenty of politicians who do corrupt shit. But the thing that I always do, guys, is I always read the comments. I may not always respond to the comments, but I'll read the comments not only when we do these meetings, but also on local news threads and things like that. I listen to people when they talk in the streets. And when I do these litmus tests, I put out these feelers, okay? When I put out these feelers, that's what I base my opinion off of. It's like polling, although you can't depend on polling, but the people don't lie to you when they not, unless there's a camera in their face so they know they're being recorded. When motherfuckers is in the privacy of their own homes, that's when you find out what they really think. And Kathy, you done. You done, sis. It's over. You prolonging the inevitable. Now they investigating Kathy. At this point, the rumored number, because you got to think she got the $500,000 from UMS, $114,000 from Kaiser Permanente, $80,000 from the Associated Black Charities, and $100,000 from this local businessman, J.P. Grant. So that's around $800,000 just off the Healthy Holly book. You done, Kathy. And that's what I got to say about Healthy Holly. I done dropped the bomb on y'all. Look this shit up, but I put 2 and 2 together. Bottom line. What we're going to have to do as residents, and I have to take this responsibility as well, because somebody just asked that question. We have to take control of our communities. We have to demand certain things from them. And I voted for Kathy Pugh. I'm going to publicly say it. I voted for Mother Bang Red. I had no idea about this. Okay? I didn't do the type of research that I do now. But this is teaching me why I do this research. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a human being. I voted for her. But based off of the field, I made the decision based on what I thought could be done for the city. Okay? I voted for Kathy. And outside of this, I think Kathy was trying. You know, I do. In certain capacities. Was she trying hard enough? I can't say. But some of the things that I saw her attempting to do, especially on the west side, because I'm from the west side, I was hopeful about. But we'll never know, because she done. Okay? And that's the bottom line. Now, on a national front, we're going to segue into Pete Buttigieg. Today, Pete Buttigieg announced his candidacy for President of the United States of America. For those of you who don't know, Pete Buttigieg, or Mayor Pete, as he's affectionately called, is the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Now, that's in the Midwest, of course. Now, I looked into Buttigieg. The resume is almost perfect, bitch. Harvard grad, Rhodes Scholar, deployed in Afghanistan, Navy intelligence officer, fierce queen. He looked like he got sense. He's not nursing home age. No shade against older people, but goddamn. Okay. Great speaker. He seems earnest. Okay. I'm here for Mayor Pete. I'm not going to officially endorse him yet, but I'm here for him. Now, with every silver lining, there's a dark cloud. Now, with that being said, the problem I have with Pete, because I did my research on him, is that he's almost too perfect. But he's not really. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not looking for Jesus. Okay? I think that's the mistake the Democrats be making. I'm not looking for Jesus. Okay? In my candidate. I'm just looking for somebody that got halfway sense that can govern accordingly. Okay? But the reality is, Pete is the dark horse. Bernie, you have a problem. And what I like about Pete is this, okay? Before I get to his cons, because there are some cons, what I like about Pete is that he is the mayor of a Midwestern industrial city. So he's the mayor of one of these cities that Trump swore coal was going to come back to. It was going to be this big automotive revolution and all this bullshit. Pete basically saying, bitch, that shit ain't happen, and we know it ain't going to happen. So when it comes time, if he makes it, if he gets the nomination, the Democratic nomination, that's a great point, because this is a man that governs where you said all of this shit was going to happen. So now you have to explain to him, even though Trump ain't got no sense, but on a national stage, you have to explain to this man who governs a piece of America that you promised all this shit to, aka flyover country, the heartland. You have to explain to him why this shit didn't happen. Okay? So he is actually a great candidate to go up against Trump in that regard. Okay? So I'm really here for Pete in that respect. The second thing is, Pete is a problem for Bernie. And here's why I think he's a problem for Bernie. Because Pete has that kind of gravitas or that kind of appeal that I think Bernie voters like, but he's the age of the voter. Okay? He's the age of the voter. And it's just like we do these cabinet meetings. I don't do nothing but lay shit out in layman's terms in the way that we all can relate to. So you're more inclined to listen to some of the shit that I say, still do your research, but that's how it goes with presidential candidates. I think in many ways, Pete Buttigieg is the Donald Trump of the Democratic Party. And before you go off the deep end and say, DDM, what the fuck are you talking about? When I say he's the Donald Trump of the Democratic Party, in that he's not a lifelong politician. He's not so ingrained in Washington that he's compromised, if that makes any sense. Okay? And for the Bernie people, I know y'all live for him no matter what. It's really not about if you live for Bernie. I'm just saying they're going to have to debate sooner or later. Okay? Bottom line, if you love Bernie, you love Bernie. I'm not going to convince you of anything else. I don't want to convince you of anything else. My job here, or what I'm doing here, is to lay out how this could present a problem for him. And if you think that this man is not going to present a problem for him, you're really, really in denial. Because already, he's catapulted himself on the national stage. To me, this man is going to be ahead of Cory Booker. He's going to be ahead of Kamala Harris. Joe Biden is going to have the money, but to me, when I'm looking at this Democratic race, this man is sticking out to me. Of course, Bernie is a factor. He's not to be ignored. Joe Biden is a factor. He's not to be ignored. We still got a lot of other folks out there, that's in the field that haven't really risen yet. Julian Castro, you're in danger, girl. I don't know what's going on. You on TV begging for money, says it's not looking good for you. And I had high hopes for you, but it's not looking good. We coming up on the first debate in the next few months. Like, I think the first Democratic presidential debate is going to be in July. Buttigieg is going to make it to the debates. And the debate is really going to tell me who is equipped to really handle a campaign against Donald Trump. Now, Buttigieg is the first out, openly gay, Democratic presidential candidate, I believe, or some shit like that, somewhere along those lines. So it will be historic if this country votes its first openly gay president into office. That's also a real con for him. Unfortunately, as forward as we would like to think America is, that's going to be a problem with certain voting demographics in this country. Whether his policy could be super on point, it could be super to the letter. But for various reasons, his sexuality is going to be a problem with certain voters. That's just the bottom line. And then you have some gay people be like, well, I'm not just going to vote for him because he's gay, which you shouldn't. I'm not saying that either. But that's going to be a problem. And if you don't think it's going to be a problem, you haven't been paying attention to the national news and politics for the last 3-4 years. Okay? And I'm not saying that he shouldn't be given an opportunity, because I think he should. My problem with Pete, though, is this. He's done some great things in Indiana. He's did a $50 million project to restore Indiana's parks and recreation. He's done some work to their streets and things like that. He did have an issue. I think he fired the first black police superintendent or police chief in Indiana. It was allegedly this big issue with wiretapping, or taping calls rather, where the chief was taping calls of police officers who were allegedly saying racist things and talking about illegal activity. Well, it violated the Federal Wiretapping Act or some shit like that. Buttigieg fired him. It was a whole thing. The guy ended up suing the city. The city had to pay out this huge settlement, not only to the police chief that got fired, but to the officers that got taped. It was a whole mess. Also, there's that whole All Lives Matter statement, which he stepped back. And when I looked at everything and researched it and looked at it in context, I get where he was going, but bitch, don't say that again. Also, too, if anybody from the Buttigieg camp happens to watch this video, y'all might want to put his policies and plans on the website. I actually did go to his website, which is actually very modern. It's very, very cool. The website is PeteForAmerica.com. So you guys can see it, PeteForAmerica.com. And the problem I have with his website is, like I said, it's no policies on it. Like, it tells me all about Pete and, his history and all of that, but I don't see no damn plan for the country. I see you talking about how bad the country is and, how we need to, have new ideas. But what is the new idea, sis? Okay. That's a problem. And if you're going to be competing with politicians who have teams that have come up with, plans and policies and things like that, sis, you might want to have some policies. Okay? I know you're selling, you know what Pete reminds me of? If you look in United States presidential history, he reminds me, that he runs on this platform that's like a fusion of Kennedy and Jimmy Carter. If you research the campaigns of Jimmy Carter and John F. Kennedy, it's kind of a mixture of those two for me. In that regard, but I do think he needs to have some policies because, like I said, I went on the website and I'm gonna look again. I actually really surfed this website because before I told y'all he ain't got no policies, I wanted to make sure he really ain't had no policies. But he ain't got no policies, sis. It's a link basically for you to sign up to join the emails. It gives his biography, a list of events that he's going to be at, a place where you can buy Pete merch. He got a store on there. And a place where you can donate to the campaign. One thing that I think is cool, he definitely understands our Hispanic and Latino friends and Americans as well, because you can view the site in English and in Spanish, which I thought was really cool. But there are no policies. And I if I'm going to vote for you, I need you to have some type of plan. Okay? I need a plan. Pete, I love you. The personality wise, as far as the Trump campaign successfully did that. They successfully sold a personality without a plan. But the problem is, and I always say that, is that you need a plan now. People, just how we sit and review voting records now and things like that, people do that now. You being a nice guy or telling me what I want to hear is not enough. And the Trump campaign, to be fair, they made a killing off of that. Literally, he became the president. But because you gay, and because you've only been the mayor of a small town, unfortunately, you're not going to be viewed the same way like how Trump was. And I'm telling you this as a black man, a black gay man, bitch. They going to scrutinize your ass. So, bitch, you need to have some kind of policy or plan. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, I love Pete. I think he's refreshing. I like him because he seems like somebody of my generation. So it doesn't feel like I'm voting for this patriarch who's going to tell me what I should have and is out of touch for the needs of millennials and, everybody in the country. So I do hope that works out for him in regards to that. But that's pretty much where I'm at with Pete. Like I said, feel free to do your own research. I love the campaign logo. I think him going, because his name is, even though Buttigieg, I learned how to pronounce it, but Pete, I think, is more personable, and it's great marketing. His team definitely already understands show business, and I'm going to chalk that up to youth to a certain degree. Now, Aunt Becky, the segue into her. Now, I have purposely not commented on this either because I wanted to get the whole story, but Lori Laughlin, Taco, what you doing? Okay, for those of you who don't know, I have a cat. His name is Taco Bell. This is Taco's first cabinet appearance. He wants to be seen. Say hi, Taco. He's fat. He wants to get down there. Okay. But Lori Laughlin, a.k.a. Aunt Becky on Full House, we all know the story of them basically bribing these schools to get their dumbass kids in. Now, my thing is this, bitch. thought the court was playing, bitch? You thought they was playing? Like, this bitch is signing autographs, taking pictures. Like, bitch, this ain't motherfucking entertainment tonight, bitch. Your ass is in court. And I think, see, Felicity Huffman, that bitch is in touch with reality. She like, I'm taking a plea deal, bitch. She ain't even going through this nonsense. Lori Laughlin and her husband now want to take the deal. Now she gagging because shit is getting real for her ass. You going to jail, Aunt Becky. Everywhere you look, there's a dom waiting to come touch you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, you better watch your ass like Game of Thrones, bitch. Because you going to jail, bitch. Not unless you buy your way out of it. This is America. Okay? This is America. Okay? She may buy her way out of it. You know how these things go. But they issue reports saying that she basically... you know, is back to, you know, the reality of some shit is starting to sink in. Okay? But I think that this is, and her response and her demeanor is an ultimate example of white privilege. And class privilege, too. Because I would never, you know, be smiling and signing autographs when the FBI showing up at my house, bitch. I would never be doing that. Bottom line and flat out. Never. And that goes to show you who the law is for and who takes the law seriously. A person of color, or a person with not a lot of money, a person with that's strapped for class, would never handle something like this. Okay? And that privilege is a motherfucker. But she gonna learn when the cast of Orange is the New Black is bending her over a jail cell, bitch. She gonna learn. That's all I got to say about that. Now, some fun shit. So, I mean, it's not fun. It's unfortunate. But Wendy Williams finally filed for divorce from her husband, which I thought was like, bitch, about time. He done drove you crazy. You falling out on set. You going to sober houses and shit. Like, bitch, really. Allegedly, Charlamagne on Breakfast Club used to be like her intern or like her sidekick or whatever. They had a falling out because he told her, like, you should have listened to Charlamagne. Charlamagne told you, bitch. That ain't right. But this is why I don't get involved in people's relationships and things like that. Because then you end up being the bad guy until some shit happened and now you looking crazy. But, I mean, she divorced him. Good for Wendy. I ain't gonna kick a bitch when she down, but hey. I think all in all, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. I'm getting ready to wrap this up because Game of Thrones comes on and I have to get myself together. I have to mentally prepare. How many people in the cabinet watch Game of Thrones? Once again, for those of you just joined us, shout out to Doris Kassab. She got me a dragon egg. This is Daenerys' dragon egg cookie jar, guys. And it's like an actual cookie jar. I don't have cookies in it because I'm on a diet. But she got me this jar and I'm like super excited. I know somebody's probably going to die in the first episode, so I'm a little devastated about that. But I'm just like, please don't let it be nobody that shake my life. Also, too, for those of us in the Maryland area, let's do a prayer circle because it's a tornado watch here now. And I just hope the tornado comes at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after the show is over. With that being said, it's been great talking to you guys. I'm happy that y'all back. Winter is here. We will reconvene this week. I'm sure something crazy will happen. And if you missed the beginning of the cabinet meeting, you can also watch it on YouTube as Secretary of Shade. On YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram at GODDM. Y'all be blessed and have a great evening.